Hello, everyone, and welcome to this online webinar around how we in Intellishore have driven commercial analytics for one of our pharmaceutical clients and used Qlik Sense as a lever towards commercial growth. I've been looking very much forward to this session and hope that the content I'll be showing you is useful for all of you. First of all, my name is Shankar. I'm a senior manager in Intellishore. I work within the domain of strategy and transformation. I have quite significant experience working with a long range of different pharmaceutical clients, both Danish and Nordic ones, but also multinationals with the headquarters elsewhere. The session today, which I will be presenting, and the content of the presentation will be on the topic of commercial analytics. And basically, we did a session. We did a project together with one of our clients not long ago, which was around a rollout of a new CRM system across the company. And basically, the project purpose was around supporting that rollout with a commercial reporting platform, which was built on Qlik Sense, and ultimately how that can empower analytics and reporting from everything from the field force and up to top management in the company. What I'll be talking about within the next 20 minutes or so is, first of all, what we call the case for change. So what were we trying to achieve with the client and the project? Secondly, how did we go about actually managing this project? And finally, some of the results. I'll also make sure to present those to you. Now, let's look at the case for change and the outset of the project. If I just do a quick state of the nation, basically we have just recently completed the rollouts. We've rolled out across the entire European region, so that means 33 countries. It's been a 1.5 year project, basically, where we've done a sequential rollout across different groupings of markets, so into clusters. And basically, the way that we've rolled out has been using the agile project methodology. So we've utilized many different agile artifacts to guide the implementations and rollout. And basically, as I said in the beginning, the project was about a new CRM system, which was being rolled out across this pharmaceutical company. And they wanted to empower all of the end users with strong analytics as well. So that could be used by everything from salespeople, marketing people, medical affairs, and market access personnel as well. Basically, the reason why this project started was there were actually quite a number of reasons for that. First of all, the way that the field representatives engaged with what's called HCP, so healthcare professionals, was done in a quite fluctuating way across different field teams. So you have both sales, medical, and market access, for instance, working in the field. And the way they engaged with healthcare professionals was done in a quite non-standardized manner. And basically, the intention was to roll out a new CRM platform, which was supposed to increase cross-collaboration, make them work as one team, and basically empower the field representatives with crucial insights on the HCPs. And simultaneously, there's been a critical need for actually delivering insights on the go. So again, as I said in the beginning, for field representatives to be able to have latest and updated data on the different accounts that they are pursuing. So the vision of the project was twofold. First of all, rolling out and implementing a new CRM system based on the technology called Orchestrated Customer Engagement from the company called IQVIA. And then secondly, expanding and launching a commercial reporting platform based on Qlik Sense. If we deep dive a bit into the Qlik reporting platform and why this proved as such an important lever towards empowering business processes, you can say everything that happened within the project is was anchored towards what you see on this slide. Basically, what we wanted to achieve was to drive analytics based on 3 different levers. The first one is you want to look at how much you invest into a market. So basically the way you engage with customers. This is your CRM data, and the CRM system which was being rolled out was used as a data source here. Secondly, you want to look at the way you collaborate across functions. So how do you make sure that the sales personnel and the medical affairs personnel have the same data available and are able to leverage that information in tailoring the conversations with the healthcare professionals. Finally, tying that together with the market outputs. So basically looking at what have we invested into the market, which activities have we performed, combining that with the way we collaborate with our colleagues, and then looking at the actual business performance. So how much did we end up selling? What is the return on investment based on each activity that we put into the market? And you can say the Qlik reporting platform brought quite a number of key benefits to the company that we work with. First of all, there was a clear way of monitoring and looking at performance metrics, clear market definitions. We had everything standardized in the way the way it was used across different personas. And then finally, having one shared platform across 33 markets and the regions and even headquarters has really also driven efficiency as a key parameter for this project also. Now, Qlik Sense was used as a primary tool to reduce time to insights for a long range of personas. Basically, there are 2 aspects in focus for Qlik Sense. One was around automating the way you look at CRM and sales data within the company. So basically having data refreshed and available at your fingertips. And then secondly, irrespective of you being a field representative, a brand manager, a sales director, or a C-level management, part of C-level management, you would have customized insights available at any time. So when you log into the reports, the insights you would be presented would always be fitted and tailored to your profile. And Qlik Sense definitely proved its worth in obtaining that vision. If we then zoom a bit into the way that we actually went about rolling out Qlik Sense as a reporting platform, then first of all we did, and this is also based on experience from many other projects, that we wanted to define, you could say, a confined number of service offerings that were delivered to the 33 markets that we were rolling out to. First of all, there was a suite of regional applications in Qlik Sense that were created by my team for personas across sales, medical, and market access. And you can say this is the core of our deliverable. There were also a number of cross-functional reports where you could look at data from different personas, as mentioned before, and really driving the collaborative approach across, for instance, medical affairs and sales. And then finally, Qlik Sense was also used as a tool to monitor and visualize the adoption of the CRM system itself. But I'll get back to these different types of reports in just a few minutes. Secondly, we delivered a feature called a data extractor within Qlik Sense. So nevertheless, even though you might want to create fancy reports and dashboards, there are always users who want to extract data from Qlik Sense into Excel, for instance. So we built a data extractor in all our reports, which gave end users the ability to select the right measures and dimensions, create your own custom tables, and basically create simple visualizations on top of that and extract to Excel if needed. Now, we also pinpointed a number of admins across all 33 markets, and those BI admins were given special privileges. You will always be in the situation where there are some markets that need some kind of customization. So what we did was basically we used our reporting catalog, our BI catalog, as the foundation, and the admins were then allowed to copy our reports, our sheets, into own report spaces where they could basically enrich or tweak our reports, and finally publish those new refined reports into a community space, so for their own affiliate potential. And that acted as a really strong way of boosting adoption. So each admin had the ability to fine-tune the regional set of reports that were delivered into local requirements. And by the end, and of course, this is a critical aspect in terms of boosting adoption. We delivered a long range of different learning assets, one of them being, of course, training, where we took a train-the-trainer approach in all 33 markets, driving and learning people the way that you actually work with Qlik Sense, how you use it from an end user point of view, and even from a business analyst or super user point of view. And when the markets actually started using the reports, we offered a range of end user refresher courses as well to keep the momentum and keep boosting adoption. The way that we actually went about rolling out to 33 markets was through a very, you can say, structured rollout methodology. This is definitely not rocket science, but we defined 5 overall phases which were supposed to guide the implementations. When you have 33 markets that are rolling out one by one, and we treat each market as one market with separate activities running for each and every one, you need to have a very structured approach of managing so many markets. And so what we did was basically we created this methodology, which had these 5 phases that you see in the top, starting from business impact, understanding the way they do analytics and reporting today, and then all the way through to empowering users with the right training sessions, making sure everything is tested, and then deploying the solution. And behind these 5 phases, we had tailored playbooks, basically with tools and frameworks, which gave us a very standardized way of engaging with all of these different markets. And you can say when you deal with this many markets, there's always a need of having a set of guiding principles. First of all, as I also mentioned in the beginning, the intention of our reports was to deliver customized insights to a number of different stakeholders. So that also means that our reports were built in such a manner that you, irrespective of you being sitting in the regional office, you can then look at affiliate performance across markets. You can compare them to each other. If you are sitting within a given market, you can then look at different geographical areas within the market and compare the performance of those against each other. Finally, we had created a set of different Qlik Sense streams, which were based on different functional areas. And then we also had one which kind of had all of the cross-functional reports gathered into one. And finally, when you roll out to 33 markets, and as I said before, you need a standardized approach. And we actually took the approach of not doing any kind of customization for the 33 markets. It meant that when you roll out, everything that you do based on the requirement of one market needs to be applicable across. And in case there were requirements which were not, you can say, valuable across markets, we managed that through the admin profiles who were then able to enrich these regional reports for local purposes. Now, let's focus a bit on the actual analytics portfolio that we deliver to our pharmaceutical client. First of all, we delivered a set of regional and market insights. So basically, this was the backbone of the catalog of reports that we delivered to the company. So that was zooming in on CRM data, the usage, the performance across both CRM and sales data. And the reports took an outset in both a regional and affiliate point of view, meaning that in case you were sitting in a regional office, you had the ability to compare performance of the markets against each other. In case you were working within a market, you would be able to compare geographical areas' performance against each other as well, and ultimately zoom into and deep dive into different functions as well. So sales, medical, marketing, market access. And this set of reports definitely proved to be the core of what we delivered. But Qlik Sense was also used in a different manner. Qlik Sense was also used as a tool to look at the way the actual CRM system was being used. So we delivered a range of modus operandi reports to the field force and to the back office users, basically showing, are we using the CRM system in the right way? Are we collecting consents in the way we intended to? Are we segmenting our customers the way that we wanted to? So these reports would actually provide really useful in discussions for markets to derive whether they were actually using the CRM system in the way it was intended to. Secondly, we also delivered balanced scorecards. And there were a number of, you can say, executives within the company who had their bonuses tied to this new CRM system and the way it was utilized and the way you would engage with accounts within your markets. So Qlik Sense was also used as a, you can say, as a tool towards building balanced scorecards reports that were driving behavioral change within the market. Finally, Qlik was also the tool used to actually look at the usage of the CRM system and the usage of our own Qlik reports. So we created a number of adoption reports that will show you which features within the CRM system are used the most, how many users have logged in, how many users across each markets are utilizing the tool at any given point in time. And then secondly, we would also look at the reports that we had deployed. Were they actually being used? Yes or no? Should we actually refine some of those reports? So those statistics were used as a conversation starter with the markets. So you can say Qlik Sense proved very useful in many ways. Definitely the regional market insights were the backbone and the core of what we delivered, but it was also used to drive change across the markets. Finally, when you roll out a portfolio of reports and dashboards to 33 markets, you need to have a structured approach to actually building data literacy, building adoption across the markets. What we did was we structured and gathered and created what we call a learning platform. Basically, that comprised a long range of learning assets. You have everything from you can say a playbook which contained training material from an end user point of view, from a BI admin point of view. There would also be exercises for people who wanted to upskill themselves. There were also how-to videos recorded, short how-to videos, 30-second, 1-minute videos, showing how do you open a report, how do you create a bookmark, how do you share a bookmark, how does the filtering pane work, and so on and so forth. And within that learning platform, we also had an always updated reporting catalog, which gave you instant insights into where to find what across our apps. And definitely, I think this learning platform was what actually meant that we were able to boost adoption and successfully anchor these different reports across all markets. Okay, if I then jump to the final element of my presentation today, it's around our achievements. And I've just brought one slide here, and basically what I would like you guys to focus a bit on is the midsection and the quotes that you see on the right. So we actually managed to roll out to all 33 affiliates in an 18-month period. We've trained more than 700 unique users, and they've been upskilled. We've given them the right tools to be able to take ownership of the reports as well. We have more than 3,000 monthly sessions, and these users come from different functions in the company: marketing, medical, sales, market access. And of course, when you roll out, and we've just completed the last rollouts, we see adoption happening in the course of time after the deployment of the reports. So actually, since September 2020, we've seen a 22% month-over-month user growth. And that also means that the unique number of users that we've trained and that are actually using our reports, that will also rapidly grow in the months to come. And what you see on the right here is, of course, a number of statements from some of our end users. And it's everything from a commercial excellence manager who was extremely happy to have a tool now which could empower the field representatives to have visibility of their own activities, which investments did they need to do in the market, and what was actually the outcome in terms of sales. We had steerco members who were extremely pleased with having Qlik Sense reports actually showing the way the CRM system itself was used. And then finally, I think there were quite a few local administrators or people assuming ownership of our reports that were so happy that you had one platform basically combining all relevant insights for people across the markets and from different functions as well. So I think that kind of concludes this 1.5 year rollout of a new CRM system and associated Qlik Sense reporting portfolio. I hope you enjoyed listening into this session, and in case you have any questions whatsoever, I'm more than happy to answer them. So just reach out to me in the Q&A session afterwards. Thank you.